Well, this is obviously a very convenient t-shirt. All pain, no gain. Obviously the title of the video is giving away what's happened, but overall this week has actually been really good. Yeah, training has been great up until this point, and I don't want this video to be a complete downer, so I am going to show you this week's training up until this point, just with squats, overhead press, bench, because there has been some PBs in there, and I had a really good trip down to London, so I'm going to show you that, and then I'll start talking about what's happened. What's up guys, welcome to another video. So I was just about to open this package by Perform Protein, only to realise it's actually addressed to Lois Connolly. I'm very used to opening some protein packages myself.
What are you doing my parcel?
I didn't realise you'd got some Perform Protein. I was literally about to open this.
You can if you want to.
Okay. Obviously Lois has been killing it in the gym recently, so she's rewarded herself with some supplementation.
It's expensive though, isn't it?
It is expensive, to be fair.
I didn't realise it was that expensive.
Ugh. What flavour have you gone for?
Oh, we know.
Chocolate cream.
Of course it's chocolate.
So anyway, talking of supplementation, I need to take my creatine, pre-workout and hydration stuff now because I'm heading into the gym and it is 30 degrees outside, and me stupidly, although I had a really good weekend, did manage to get sunburn on my back, and obviously Monday session is going to be squats and bench, where I'm going to have to put a bar on my back and I'm going to have to dig my back into the bench. So
show them.
I'll insert a picture here.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
I look like
the squashy sweets.
What was it that Josh said? I look like the guy from... No, he said I look like the guy from Lord of the Rings. I can't remember the name of the character in Lord of the Rings, but that's what my back looks like right now. So it's going to be extremely painful, but hopefully I can grin and bear it because I've got a PB to do on bench today. I've got 147.5 kilos to do for a triple. Squats isn't anything to write home about, but we're just going to get that done. And then obviously later in the week, it's just going to keep ramping up because it's week 4. And I said in my last video, this is going to be a really tough week of training. So I've got 85 kilos to do on the overhead press, which is going to be a double, and that's going to be a PB. And then I've got 270 kilos to do for 4 on the deadlift. So it is going to be a tough week of training. Oh, I've got horrendous sunburn and it feels fucking horrible.
You said it like you were annoyed at our squat.
No, I'm not annoyed at the actual squat, it's just the pain. It feels like it's peeling off my back right now. Welcome to Paddington Premier Inn. It's the day after my first training session of the week. It went really well yesterday. Did manage to get the 147.5. I did film some stuff in the gym after I'd done that, but my mic ran out of battery. So just a quick debrief on that. Obviously very happy with it. The last rep was definitely a bit of a grind. So I think the programming was pretty much on point because I was originally going to do 150 for my week 4 bench, but I decided last block that actually I think that would be a little bit too much of a push. So 147 was probably the right call, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to reset now and probably go back down to doubles, but it's the first part of all of these PBs this week done. Obviously I've got overhead press tomorrow and deadlifts at the end of the week. But while we're here in London, we are coming to watch Einaudi, Ludovico Einaudi, who some of you might have heard of, but he's basically a music composer. I've sort of followed his music for years, absolutely love it. He does a lot of like adverts, so you might have heard his music on adverts and things like that, but beautiful music, and me and my sister absolutely love him, which is why we're here, and we're obviously bringing partners along. So Lois is here, Ross, my brother-in-law, is here as well, and hopefully it's just going to be a really nice time. So very excited. That's tonight. Just need to go and get some food soon, and then head on over to the Royal Albert Hall. Back in the hotel. What did you think of that, babe?
It was amazing.
It was very, very good.
It blew my little noggin.
I know, he was absolutely incredible. For anyone that hasn't listened to Einaudi, go and check out his music, and if you get the opportunity to go and see him live, take it. It's a big bucket list thing for me ticked off now. That was incredible. But as for now, I'm going to drink my £5 bottle of water, which I bought at the theatre.
But where were we sat then, Matthew?
We were sat in the royal box. No, we weren't. We were sat in the second tier, but in our own private box, because my sister surprised us with a really cool seat. So it's just been an absolutely amazing night. It is now approaching midnight, so we need to get to sleep because we've got a bit of an early start tomorrow to get back to Bristol. And just like that, we're back in the gym. just wait for Lois to finish her tricep extensions. Nice. So managed to work up to the 85 kilos for 2, which is a new PB. Didn't really do too much else after that. Did some good mornings and some pull-ups, but then I decided to skip on the front elevated split squats because obviously we've got the heavy deadlifts on Friday and I don't want to be too fatigued for that. So yeah, good gym session, another PB, see you on Friday. So like I said, this week has been really good. Got some PBs and everything was going swimmingly until deadlifts today. So obviously I have pulled my hamstring, torn my hamstring. I'm still kind of trying to work out the severity of it. I'm pretty sure that I haven't ruptured it, which is always good. I think it is just a muscle belly tear. But yeah, went into deadlifts today feeling confident. It's been a really good week of training, like I said. Hydrated, well fed this week, like I've been saying. My calories have been higher, so I've had a lot of energy. Yeah, I just think it was a little bit of a push too far with deadlifts today, and on the second rep of 270 I just felt a big pop in the side of my hamstrings, like my lateral hamstring, just instant sort of shock. It felt like someone sort of smacked me in the side of the thigh, so I'd instantly knew what I'd done. I'd pulled the hamstring. Yeah, just obviously very, very frustrating because training has been going so well recently, and it would have just topped off what's been a really good week, but instead I'm having to talk about another injury. Yeah, just very frustrating. Immediate reactions are obviously massively disappointed, but I think going a little bit deeper with that, it's got me reflecting a little bit, and I spoke to my mate Jason on the way home from the gym, just to kind of talking through what had happened, and we got on to talking about what the plans are now going forward, and it got me reflecting a little bit on identity and things like that, because powerlifting has been there for me, as cliche as that sounds, for the last 10 years or so. Prior to that, I was actually in a pretty dark place, just with the death of my dad and everything, and kind of my life spiraled a little bit as a young man. But when I found powerlifting, it kind of put me on the straight and narrow, so to speak, and it's really helped me in many ways. So yeah, it's just got me thinking that it's quite scary to think that I might now have to potentially be saying goodbye to it. Obviously, my competition in November was probably going to be my last in powerlifting anyway, but I can't really see how I'm going to be able to come back from a torn, what I think is a torn hamstring, and compete to a standard which I'd be happy with, to be honest. And I don't want to just keep turning up at competitions and putting up 75 kilo squats, 75 kilo deadlifts just to compete. I think I'd rather just walk away, but that's a really difficult decision that I'm going to have to make going forward. Obviously, this has just happened an hour or so ago, so I don't want to catastrophize too much, but yeah, the way things are kind of feeling at the moment, I think probably I'm going to be having to think about changing up my training going forward and not having powerlifting as my sole focus. At the end of the day, powerlifting is a pretty extreme sport. Oh, excuse me, it's cramping up. So naturally, you're going to be putting a lot of load through your body, and there's only so long your body can really take that. I mean, I'm 33, so kind of, I would guess, in my peak in terms of strength. But I just feel like my body is failing me a little bit more than maybe when I was a little bit younger. I just feel like recovery is harder. I'm having to work really hard just to recover session to session now. It doesn't help that I'm obviously dieting. That's probably been a little bit of a contributing factor to this. But I think just generally my body is trying to tell me that maybe it's time to call it a day in terms of just going quite as heavy as I have been recently, because I'll be honest with you, this this is the strongest I've ever felt. Right now is the strongest I've ever been. So it's a shame to feel like I'm walking away now, but I don't want to just keep getting injured. I just feel like I'm going to turn into a broken record more than I have been already. I just seem to always talk about injuries and stuff, and yeah, it's just frustrating for me. So I'd rather just bow out now and focus on something else. But yeah, it's obviously difficult because powerlifting, like I said, has been my life and kind of my identity for the last 10 years or so. And I know that probably sounds really dramatic, but I think people that do powerlifting and maybe have had a little bit of hardship earlier in their life maybe be able to relate to the sort of identifying or having powerlifting as kind of their identity to a degree. And that's not to say I don't have things outside of powerlifting, but it really is a big thing for me, and it's given me so much confidence in life in general, and given me lots of things like discipline, and it's put me on a good path in life. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I just want to remember the Phoenix Fitness mentality, which is it's overcoming adversity, and this is another bit of adversity that I just need to overcome. But at the end of the day, there's a lot worse things going on in the world right now, and this is so insignificant in comparison, but just in my own little bubble, it's obviously rubbish at the moment. But we keep moving forward, put one foot in front of the other, and we get over it and just try and excel or try and do well in the next thing that we decide to do, whether that's focusing a little bit more on fitness rather than strength, whether that's golf, because obviously I've been really getting into my golf, or something completely different, I don't know. But either way, we'll just keep moving forward, and yeah, we'll get over it. So like I say, it's still very early to make a full decision on things. This only happened a couple of hours ago, but I kind of know my body, and I know it's not a good injury, unfortunately, and I know it's probably one of the more significant injuries I've had. So yeah, I don't think it's wise to think about powerlifting at the moment. I think I need to take a real step back from it. But yeah. Luckily I have got the weekends now to kind of chill out. I was meant to be playing golf tomorrow, but I don't even know if I'll be able to do that now, which is annoying. But I'll have the weekend to kind of decide what I'm going to be doing going forward, and I'll talk about it more in another video. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for anyone that watches these videos and has kind of followed along over the years and everything in terms of powerlifting. I will continue to make videos, but yeah, just probably without the powerlifting element in it. But I'll talk a little bit more about that going forward, what I'm going to be doing in terms of the rehab on it. In the next few days, I'll probably have a better understanding of just how bad it is as well. Hopefully it's not going to be bruised or anything like that. I don't think it's as significant as that. I just think it's a muscle belly tear, which is obviously going to require a good few weeks of rehab on it. But yeah, I just don't think I have that drive to fully rehab again and peak myself back up to this sort of like level of strength again. It just requires too much effort, and I just don't think I have that in me anymore. So yeah, but I'll talk about that in another video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one for what it is. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.